My unit, salute. Welcome to a special weekend edition of Amped Up. Even more special, a Sunday edition. Coming off the heels of a very successful SmackDown review. Thank you to the thousands that have already caught that upload. A big SmackDown. Paul Heyman dumps. Roman Reigns goes with CM Punk. Tiffany Stratton finally gets the better of Charles Flair on the microphone. And they went low and dirty too, man, going into their personal relationships. Charlotte Flair and her divorce with Andrade. And Charlotte talking about Kaiser, the boyfriend of Tiffany Stratton, in her DMs. That went to a whole nother level. Kevin Owens announces he is not just out of Mania, but he is out of WWE at least for the next calendar year through the rest of 2025. Neck surgery. Will he even come back to pro wrestling? All the best to that dude. A couple more title matches were announced for WrestleMania. Naomi continues her badass story with Jade Cargill. A lot happened. For the first time in a long time, BC was able to say that was a watchable show. It didn't feel like a chore. And if I had to put it in one category, good or bad, I put that show into the good. So check it out. I know a lot of you guys have already making that a hugely successful upload. That was just 24 hours earlier, the SmackDown review for this week. But I wasn't able to get you guys a Friday amped up. And I had some good discussions I wanted to go over with you guys. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make some time. Sunday, we're gonna do a special Sunday edition of Amped Up. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. And when I say big discussions, guys, we're gonna talk WrestleMania. And we're gonna take a deep dive into WrestleMania. Some conversations that many people might not want to have because you don't want to think about it. I hear you. Like ticket prices. Like if you want to go to a WrestleMania, what is it literally going to cost you? The old saying is an arm and a leg. At this point, I don't know which is worse because we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars if you just want to go see a WWE show. Yes, it's WrestleMania, but has it gotten so out of hand that they are literally just robbing their own consumers at this point? Knowing that fans will literally liquidate their credit cards and go into debt to try to make these manias. For a lot of individuals, it might be their only chance to do such, so they're going to pay whatever WWE is asking or taking from them. Yes, everybody makes their own decisions. But at what point is it the company's responsibility to say, hey, maybe we can do better? We're going to have that talk. First and foremost, why there's so many seats still available, and then we're going to talk the ticket pricing. And on the flip side, we're also going to talk about how if you are attending a WrestleMania, you better plan accordingly if you want to catch all your shows, because WWE is basically putting 86 shows within a 3-day period. Now, that's a slight exaggeration, but only slight. But if you're going to SmackDown and you want to catch the Hall of Fame if you're in Vegas, good luck. You better plan accordingly because they're stacking that on top of one another. If you want to run some errands before WrestleMania Night 1, good luck because NXT Stand and Deliver is starting pretty damn early and it's not going to allow you a lot of time before Mania Night 1. Oh, and if you want to catch the Hall of Fame, by the way, even on television, if you're on the East Coast anyway, good luck. That'll be approximately 1 a.m. That's right, you heard me correct. So BC has a simple solution. What if we made this much more easier and better? Not just for the company, but also for the fans. I have a solution to all of this. You're going to want to hear it. So a lot of good WrestleMania talk coming up. Why there's so many seats still available, why the prices are so astronomically high, and why it seems like WWE has stacked 86 shows within a 3-day period, trying to take as much as they can from everybody showing up without adding any extra days to do such. It's all coming up. We're also going to talk NXT and AEW's ratings for this week. I have both numbers. I can't say it's for the better, but we are going to talk about it. And all of this week's super thanks is that thanks option down below that the platform has added. So you guys can tip the creator if you choose. I always say on this channel, it's never needed, always appreciated. So that option is for you guys to chuck a coffee at the channel if you like what you hear. If you're digging the channel and you want to throw a coffee, you guys absolutely did that this week. A lot of super thankses to go over, and we're going to do that. Not just give a shout out, but we're going to take a deep dive into the super thankses themselves. Some really good conversations from you guys. So the super thanks was open this week, and you guys delivered big time. So this is the perfect amped upload to go over all of your guys' appreciation, my way to appreciate you right back. Speaking of my channel members, you may have noticed you guys got this upload 2 full hours before everybody else. That is a continuing theme on the channel. My channel members will get all uploads before anybody else. Just my way to give some more appreciation and some more thanks to my top tier supporters. A way for me to say thank you. So just another perk, another way that I can show you guys my appreciation. So thank you, channel members. You guys will always get these uploads before anybody. If you want to support the channel, times are rough, I totally get it. A totally free way to do that is to smash that up. Helps the algorithm, helps support the channel, helps BC know you're fully amplified. Smash that up. It's totally free, charges nothing. And you guys will be smashing out some amplification, which is always, always the only thing we truly ask for on this channel. Be amplified. Simple. Doesn't cost a damn thing. Be amplified. Give an elbow drop to that like button. And again, thank you guys for yesterday's upload. What a smash hit. So let's jump right into it. We have to start with one of the biggest stories in the pro wrestling world. You guys ready for this? Let me get a swig of my Starbucks if you don't mind. And I just noticed too, the barista put a little heart on there. You guys see that? What's she trying to tell BC? Thank you with a heart. All right, barista Barbara. Barbara? Who's that? I'm Stacy. Yes, that's what I meant. Barista Stacy. Hold on. BC's popping himself here. All right, the biggest story of the pro wrestling world, Drumsticks. Drumsticks has signed a deal with WWE and John Cena. That's right. Of course, we're having a little bit of fun. That's not really a big story, but it is interesting because the last thing WWE needs right now is more advertisements at WrestleMania. So now when you're getting Cody Rhodes versus Jonathan Cena, you're going to have drumsticks all around on the LED boards. Drumsticks presented by. There'll probably be a big a big logo on the canvas. Drumsticks, right? Who makes drumsticks, by the way? What's drumsticks? Nestle. Nestle drumsticks. All right. Well, there you go. Nestle will be all over the ring. Nestle, oh boy, you know what that means. Sexual chocolate will come back for WrestleMania. He'll be throwing chocolate bars at fans, right? Yeah. You guys remember Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry? That's right, yeah. Nestle chocolate, man. It's going to happen. You guys, you laugh, but you know it's going to happen. WWE will make this as corny as possible.
Oh my God.
Drumsticks. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. A full-out blitz will be planned for WrestleMania 41. That's actual truth. That's not me. That's literally what the disclaimer says. WWE strikes a deal with Drumsticks. A full-out ad blitz is planned for WrestleMania 41.
Uh-oh.
Yes, more ads.
What?
Said no BC ever. Cena will be selling drumstick shirts. You can see it now, right? Roman, Punk, and Rollins will finally have a stipulation, at least. The winner will get a lifetime supply of Nestle drumsticks ice cream. That's right, a lifetime supply of ice cream. Actually, that might be worth more than a championship. But BC loves his ice cream, so I would say that. But who knows? Maybe they'll finally get their stipulation. Or at least a box of drumsticks. Let the winner have something more than Paul Heyman, bro. Oh, man. Nestle. Drumsticks in WWE. We make a little bit of light. We're having fun with it, obviously. But you guys know they already have the deal with Snickers. And so many other. Hogan's Beer will be all over this thing. Logan Paul's Prime has already announced their partnership with WrestleMania 41. I mean, if you guys thought we saw enough ads before, you ain't seen nothing yet. If you honestly think that WrestleMania 41, that WWE is not going to liquidate all assets, all hands on deck, they are going to make this the most profitable 2 nights, the most profitable week that they've ever had, especially because they did not record record revenue last month. When they announced quarter 4 for last year, they were pissed off at that. They were pissed. This was the first time they can't say that business was booming. They did not record record revenue. They went backwards. So they want this to be massive. They're gonna get every penny any which way they can. Come on, drumsticks. Come on, Nestle. Jump on board, man. We'll give you the entire canvas during the main events. We will put Nestle drumsticks with a giant ice cream. We will have CM Punk come to the ring with his ice cream. Remember, he wanted ice cream bars. They'll work that into it somehow. He'll come to the ring with a giant ice cream hat. Seth Rollins will ride an ice cream like bicycle cart, right? So he'll be riding. There'll be an ice cream cart behind him. Everybody will be singing with him. Roman Reigns, right? Las Vegas, acknowledge Nestle. Raises the one giant Nestle banner, drops pyro. All right. All right, we're moving on, man. We're moving on. It's been a long week, guys. 2.5 hours in the gym was supposed to be 45 minutes. You guys know how it is. And gals, when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And before you know it, 45 minutes turns into 2.5 hours. Everything gets pushed back. BC gets more coffee. I get more loopy. And here we go. We're talking about drumsticks for 3 hours. AEW and NXT's numbers are in for this week. NXT, you guys ready for this? 650K this week, down from 741K last week. That is a loss of 91,000 viewers for NXT.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
Now, I thought this was a decent show, actually. But, you check out JR9's weekly roundup, and I think he nailed it. I think that went down a percentage point in his rating from a 5 to a 4. Not to give too much spoilers. I'll give another shout out when we go over the super thankses. But I guess that was the right call, because they went down 91,000 viewers from 741 to 650. AEW, same fate. AEW pulled 594,000 viewers down from 663K. That is a loss for All Elite Wrestling's Dynamite show of 69K. Nearly 70,000 viewers checked out. I definitely thought, or at least what was the hour? I thought hour 1 was better. I forgot on my review now which hour. It was hour 1, I believe. I thought was better than 2. Because 2, you had the tag match. It was kind of... then you had Lance Archer and Brody. That kind of brought it down a little bit. And by the time you got to Cope and Claudio, the crowd... a lot of crowd was on their phones a lot of that match. It wasn't a bad match either. It was just it was a weirdly booked wrestling hour. A lot of talent couldn't make it because of storms. Some things were changed and removed and moved around. So I don't want to give a mulligan. But in the process, I didn't think it was a bad show per se, but they lost 69,000. Again, NXT lost 91,000. So when you mix them together, AEW 594, NXT 650, NXT holds a 56,000 viewer lead. Both went backwards.
Oh, no.
If you guys were wondering, Raw down another 100,000, and they're a whole week behind, by the way, so we're still waiting for this past week. But the week previous is down 100,000 viewers, and SmackDown was not this past week, last week's. We're still waiting on this week's SmackDown, but last week was down over 300,000. So basically, all of last week, every single wrestling show took a hit and went backwards. That's not good, obviously, because it's Mania season, and Mania season is supposed to be the tide that rises all ships. None of the ships were smoothly sailing. Sailing smoothly? More coffee, PC. So I don't know, man. Usually around this time, Mania has every company, everybody is just booming right now. It hasn't been that way for years. This has just been the worst of it. So that's the numbers. So we got coffee, and we're going to talk, actually. No, we're going to talk Mania numbers. We're going to talk why there are so many tickets still left. And we're going to talk why they're so damn expensive. Unacceptably expensive. So first and foremost, there are thousands of seats still left for WrestleMania. So in all seriousness, if you guys are planning to or would like to still go to Vegas, you're still kind of contemplating, guys, plenty of seats. From lower section to middle to nosebleed, Saturday or Sunday, even Monday Night Raw tickets, the Raw after Mania and SmackDown beforehand. There's Hall of Fame, there's tickets. There's a lot. So that's the first issue. Why is there so many tickets this close to Mania? Less than 2 weeks when you guys see this recording. And one of the biggest reasons is nobody can afford them. That's these prices, guys. I want you guys to actually see this for yourself, right? I can yap about it all day long. And I know you guys know I wouldn't bullshit, man. I'm giving you a billion% plus of amplified truth. But I actually just want you to see it so you can try to comprehend and digest it for yourself. You take like the third row, right? I'm just giving you guys some tickets that as I'm recording this right now, guys, you guys can get these tickets. I mean, they're still for sale. Third row, not even the first row. Third row, right? Let's just take a look at what this is. And I'll tell you guys first and foremost what I would pay for this. Okay, it's a WrestleMania. It's the third row. It's not the first row. I've been first row Madison Square Garden before, by the way. You guys are not going to believe what I paid for it. This was years ago. It was last minute. I got out of a recording early, and I was passing by Madison Square Garden. There was a WWE show. Quick story, that's all. Quick. So I'm passing by, and I'm like, dude, I might as well just go in real quick, see if there's tickets left. So I went to the box. Guys, I'm talking like it's a couple hours before the show. And I walk by, I go in, hey, is there tickets available for tonight? Lady's like, what are you looking for? I said, best available. She goes, front row. I go, whoa, front row. Like, I don't have $800 to give you right now. She's like, no, $80. $80. I got front row, Madison Square Garden. It was the guy's day of, hours before. Now, again, this was years ago. Yes, absolutely. But, I mean, that's how, I give you, with tax and so, I give you $100 bill, I think is what it was when it was all said, something like that. I give you $100, I get front row at Madison Square. Cool. So now you fast forward, it's 2025. This is third row. Okay, I understand. We'll throw in cute little words like inflation, this, that, and the other thing, and we'll say, I wouldn't do this, but I know there's people that'll do it. $1,000, man, that's a vacation you could literally go to Florida for $1,000 if you're in Maine right now, right? if you're somewhere in the middle of the country, you want to go to California for a week, you could probably do a lot with $1,000. But $1,000 to go see WWE, WrestleMania in the third row, still have a couple of heads in front of you. $1,000. Nope. $8,500 plus fees. They say they add a few already in, some fees, some taxes. No, by the time you check out, trust me when I say this, guys, there's hundreds of more dollars added on. So you're looking at $9,000. Now, you listening right now, do you just have $9,000, even if it's on your credit card or maybe it's in your bank? That's cool. Are you honestly paying for that's not even front row, man. I could see if you're like, dude, at least I'll be in the front. I'll be on TV, right? My third girlfriend twice removed will be able to see me and be like, damn, I shouldn't have dumped him. He's on TV or whatever. But you're not even in the front row. You're going to be seen as the second loser, basically, right? The second row is just the people that couldn't get the front, and the third row couldn't get neither. But $9,000. $9,000. Do you know what you could do? $9,000, I could put a down payment on my own island. Slight exaggeration, but I could put a down payment on something pretty nice. Or I could just shit it away in 3 hours for one night of WrestleMania that doesn't even have a full night card yet. Still needs 4 or 5 matches. I'm just hoping, right? You're putting $9,000 of trust in a Hunter Hearst Helmsley's hands that he's going to book this correctly and add matches that we actually want to see. But if you think I'm paying $9,000 to see Braun Breaker defend his IC title in a 4-way, or a bunch of tag teams have a battle royal, or to see Rhea Ripley, Bianca, and Io have a triple threat, $9,000, bro? To see Jason Uso yeet for 25 minutes? Or to sing along with Seth? Maybe you would. There's people that are. That's the sad part, because you know a lot of those people are going into debt. They're using their credit cards. Because the truth is, guys, the average, I'll just keep it to America, the average American doesn't have $9,000. I know that doesn't sound like a lot. But the average American doesn't have $9,000 in their bank account. Again, I know that doesn't sound a lot. No, but you see, that can't be true. No, it is, guys. In fact, more and more people are becoming in debt. So forget about what they have in the bank. They owe thousands and thousands. And WWE's just like, nah, 9,000 seems pretty fair. Again, people make their own decisions. You have the say on whether you should go or not go. If you don't have it, then don't go. I totally understand. But at what point does the company have to step in? The conglomerate, the organization, the behemoth, and say, all right, we're robbing these people, though, let's be honest. Because there's people that this might be their only chance. Or, you know, there's a circumstance where this is legit. Maybe little Timmy or little Jimmy's only chance to go to this type of an event. If $9,000 is the price tag, then that's what it is. I mean, there's people that are going to take out the credit card and go, this is what he wants. That's what they're charging. Hands are tied. I have to do it. It leads into a whole nother conversation. At some point, guys, the right thing to do here is for everybody to get together and to come to their senses. To wake the fuck up and know that no show should be $9,000. I feel like we are living in an alternate universe if anybody thinks this is fucking okay. And thankfully, I have that now. It took me a long time to get to that fucking point. And I'll tell you right now, if I was a millionaire, I would tell you I am not dishing that. I would feel grimy doing that. Let's just take it. Let's take it a little further, guys. So that's just the third row, $9,000. Okay, $8,500 plus the fees. I love how they just add that in there. Let's go up another section, or at least a little farther away, right? Let's go to this little kitty corner section. What I don't even know what's going on here. They're not even facing the ring, this section. You're looking at a stairwell. What is that? How is that a seat? You're not even looking at the ring. You have to kind of, you're looking this way, but so you have to kind of, you're going to go back to that hotel with your neck hurting, bro. Some PT the whole next week. Some physical therapy, because you're going to be like this, man. You're going to be rubbernecking. Let's just see what that is. What would you guys pay for that seat? I think it's still actually on the floor, but you're way away from the ring at that point. You're looking at a stairwell, not the ring. I guess, I mean, if you're absolutely absurd and you really want to be there and that's the only seat left, would you pay $500? I mean, that's a lot of money, man. $500 to look at a stairwell. Let's see. Oh, get out of here, bro. That is absolutely fucked. Are you kidding me? 1,900 plus fees. 1960 some odd with fees. So basically $2,000 to look at a stairwell. And a bunch of people in front of you's heads. You better hope you don't get some tall dudes, man. Because then you got the stairwell this way and you got the tall dudes over here. And you just let WWE rip $2,000 from your wallet. Or your credit card. $2,000 for that seat. You can't just slap a $500. If you really have to rob people, you can't just slap $500 and just take the money, dude. You robbed the son of a bitch as it is. Do you really have to take $2,000? Let's go a little bit further. Let's go off the floor. Let's go right off let's stay around that area, but let's go off the floor. So now you're no longer on the floor. You're looking at the guy who's looking at the stairwell, right? You're probably laughing at him, or you just feel really bad for him. Oh, that guy spent a lot of money, look that way. Well, let's see what this dude fucking spent, because he's not even on the floor anymore. So you're not near the ring. You are now officially into the risers or the actual stands themselves. So what would you pay for that? $300-400? Is it worth hundreds of dollars? Let's see what they pay for this. $1,674 plus fees. So approximately $1,800 some odd to be up in the risers. You're still the better part of $2,000. You could take that and have a nice 10-day vacation somewhere. You could literally go to Florida and for $1,800 be there the whole entire week with some park tickets and airfare and some nice dinners. Trust me, I've done it a billion times. Or you could be way up in the risers watching Mania and give them $2,000. But at least the one good thing with this thing is at least this dude is going to be looking at the ring, right? The other guy's looking this way. This guy's looking this way. Hunter's probably in the back laughing at all of them. He's looking this way. He's looking this way. He's got a beam in front of him. That always happens, right? The obstructed view. They're just hoping that people don't complain to get money back. And a lot of people don't. They're like, oh, we chose it. And it said obstructed view, so they're covering their asses. But you'll have the dude with the beanpole. This guy's looking this way. This guy's looking up. This guy's looking down. And Triple H is laughing because he got all your fucking money. But at least that dude's looking at the ring. Let's go. Let's go all the way. This dude's going to be on his own island. This is so far away from the ring. It's like a football field away. You know, so basically up where the entrances are. But you guys know how it is. It's a giant ramp. So you're not really next to the wrestlers at all. It's actually it's a really rough seat because there's a giant ramp that's really high. So these wrestlers are not even going to see these dudes. They're going to be looking out. You're going to be like tucked where the big ramp is in the staging area. So you are off on a whole nother, and when the bell rings, good luck checking out the action. Let's see what this guy is going to be. I guess you would say, $100. Just throw $100. Listen, take the seat. Give me $100. That's your seat. Hopefully you'll be able to catch some of the action. No, that is $580 plus fees. So over $650 when it's all said and done. Nearly $700 when it's all said and done for that seat on your own island. $700. You could go to a Broadway show and it'll be less than half that price for good seats. $200 to $300 in New York City Broadway matinee. And you wouldn't be paying $700 to be on a whole nother planet. And the list goes on and on. Way up high, guys. $300, $400, $500, $600 seats. If you want to tell me that front row seats are $1,000 for WrestleMania, dude, that's wild. But okay. It's a nice round number. There's going to be people that will pay that. Not saying it's right, but okay. $1,000 for front row seats. By the time you get to the second row, absolutely, you cut that down. $600-$700 if you have to. Third row, 2 to 5, $750. Cool? $750. Okay, that's a lot. But $8,500, $9,000 after fee. $9,000? Front row tickets, $13,000? More than that, by the way, on the secondary and third-ary markets. And there's thousands of tickets still remaining, not just on Ticketmaster, guys. You got to remember, too, third-party sites, yes, but also scalping. Scalpers are having a hard time distributing because they can't drop the prices too much. The tickets were so expensive from the jump that even if they try to reduce, they cannot just do a hand them out. They can't just hand them out. There has to be a big margin or some type of profit that they're getting. Something. And so a lot of these scalping and third-party tickets are not pushing like they once did. So add that to the seats that they're just trying to sell to make the Ticketmaster site look better, right? Oh, look, the tickets are getting gobbled up now. Now it looks a lot sexier. No matter what number they try to come up with, they're probably going to tell you guys it's a sellout. They're going to try to tell us, whoa, there's 75, 80,000 people. Every seat, not even close, is going to be sold out, I assure you. As far as asses in seats, it's not going to happen. It's not. I think a lot of those tickets way up high, too, were bought for scalping and third-party reasonings. And there's going to be a lot of people that won't pay for it. So you're going to see empty seats. But WWE won't tell you that. They'll tell you legit sellout and make it sound all sexy and nothing's wrong. There's no issue. There's no problem. Tickets that are $15,000, $20,000 is completely normal. If you can't go live, order on pay-per-view or on the streaming services. We got you. There's ways. Everybody gets to make their own choices. Totally get that. I think we have way beyond crossed the line of these companies absolutely gouging their own fan base. It's repulsive. It is unacceptable for BC. And I've seen how business is done from every measure and spectrum, from every type of business in New York City and beyond. And this is getting out of hand. And it's not just pro wrestling, guys. The concert scene. Some of your favorite musicians, if you want to go see them, you better fork over thousands for a decent seat. It has gotten out of hand. It has to stop. And there needs to be great oversight on this going forward. We cannot keep doing this because where are we in another 5 years? Forget the prices of just eggs and milk and all of this going up. You'll be paying $40,000 to get a WrestleMania ticket. That's their decision, BC. Let them do it if they're going to be that stupid. Again, sometimes it's not just that cut and dry. A. And B, maybe. But at what point do we take these companies, these conglomerates, who are gouging just to make every penny to get richer and richer? At what point do we hold them somewhat accountable? And then the other big discussion that I wanted, that was a good discussion. I told you, man. I told you. We had some fun with the drumsticks. But yeah, is BC going to get serious here? Oh, yeah, we are. The other conversation I wanted to have is WWE stacking 86 shows on top of one another for a weekend of WrestleMania. And fans, this is a true story, man. Fans don't know where or how to watch most of it. I mean, fans are confused as to the schedule with SmackDown and Hall of Fame because they're like, wait a second, it's the same night? Yes, they've done that for years now. They've done that. But this is different because they're literally putting the Hall of Fame like on at 9:30 supposedly for Vegas time, 4:30 the start time, Vegas time for SmackDown. If you're going to both, good luck making both. Plan accordingly. But if you are to tune in on streaming Peacock, it's 1 a.m., or at least that's what it is being advertised as. 1 a.m. Did I say p.m.? 1 a.m. 1 in the morning, if you guys, East Coast time, if you guys want to catch the Hall of Fame, 1 o'clock in the morning. because these idiots didn't plan accordingly better. So they're literally doing a SmackDown, and then they're putting on a Hall of Fame right afterwards. Like anybody wants to go watch 85 speeches starting at 10 p.m. And again, 1 a.m. Eastern time, and whatever zone you're in, it's going to be wild hours. And if you're there in Vegas, I mean, it's one thing to the other. You're not going to have a time to just to take a breath and put a penny into a penny slot machine. Play a round of blackjack in Vegas. You ain't going to have time. You want to get ready and pumped up for WrestleMania Night 1. You want to go to WWE World for a few hours. Well, not if you have NXT tickets, because Stand and Deliver is late morning, early daytime. That's going to run approximately 3.5 hours with a pre-matchup, and then the show itself. Planned for around 3 hours. And then it's plans right to get over to the big stadium to watch. I mean, you know how much burnout that's going to be? You're just burning out your own fans. So BC has a solution. You ready for this? This is just a rough draft. Maybe you guys have a little bit better, a better week to plan this out. Would love to hear. Pretty cool. Listen to how BC would do it. And this is what the most minimal of thought, by the way. If I put even more into it, maybe I can switch some things around. But this sounds pretty sexy to me. And again, you just plan a whole year in advance. You plan with the USA Network, CW, Peacock, anything you need to plan, and I'm sure you can make it happen. But check this out. I would make this a legit WrestleMania week. That's what they call it anyway, so why is it only a WrestleMania weekend? And it's really, let's be honest, Saturday and Sunday. Or should I say Friday night? Yes, they do. They trample a bunch of things. They have the WWE World going, Hall of Fame, SmackDown, you name it. Bunch of other side shows. Undertaker's one-man show is one of those nights. A roast of WrestleMania. I don't even know when that is. So this is what I would do. Monday Night Raw. The Raw before Mania. Let's rock. Go home show. Monday night, Raw. Tuesday night, SmackDown. That's right. Keep the momentum from Raw and closing up all your stories for Mania. 24 hours later, we close them all up for SmackDown. Back to back, like it used to be. SmackDown used to be on Tuesday nights. A lot of you guys don't remember that probably. Or maybe you choose to forget. I didn't mind that. Monday Night Raw, Tuesday night, you switch over SmackDown. USA Network, you get it worked out with them. All is good. NXT will be there, guys. NXT will have a big Friday show. CW, again, you work it all out. It's a big pay-per-view feel. You could either have it on streaming or put it on the CW. You know what I mean? That could be a massive thing. Maybe you give it an extra hour even. NXT's 3 hours. Or again, you put it on Peacock. But NXT gets switched over to Friday night. I'll get to that. But Tuesday, SmackDown. So Monday is Raw, Tuesday is SmackDown. Wednesday is totally free. That is when everybody gets to just recoup. A lot of fans are going to be really filing in for the weekend ahead. Wednesday is when you can open up your superstore, WWE World, right? Wednesday night. Wednesday is a good chance for all the wrestlers to really get together and go over their Mania matches, last plans for the suits and ties. Wednesdays are really like a regroup day. Monday, Raw. Tuesday, SmackDown. Wednesday, everybody get your shit together. Fans are filing in. Stores are opening. Pretty cool. Thursday, all of that still in the daytime. Wrestlers go over their shit, suits and ties. And Thursday night, a celebration of the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, Thursday night. Friday night, NXT, Stand and Deliver. Work it out with Peacock, work it out with CW. But Friday night before Mania, NXT, Stand and Deliver. The perfect appetizer to the main event, which is 2 nights of Mania to come. Saturday, Sunday. Friday sets the table, sets the tone. NXT, Stand and Deliver Friday night. Not competing with Friday night SmackDown. You already did that Tuesday. You're not competing with the Hall of Fame. They did that Thursday. Friday night, NXT. The boys and gals shine, set the tone. Let's rock. I'm getting excited just thinking about what this week could look like. Saturday night, of course, night 1 WrestleMania, Sunday night, night 2, and you just had one hell of a week. For the fans that filed in from Wednesday on, you got to plan it out accordingly. It was better. It was easier for you, the fan consumer experience. Probably much better. Not probably. It will be much better for the wrestlers and the talent and the suits and ties. Employees, because you spreaded it out. You didn't feel like one thing was on top of the other. People aren't running to catch one show and onto the other. Are they even enjoying themselves? Or are they just in a frantic pace to make everything? You spread it out an entire week. Get Raw and SmackDown done with. Clean up all your stories, any loose ends, get your ducks in a row, and put an exclamation point on them. By Tuesday night, everything should be in the books. Now it's just about what lies ahead. The stories are done, the feuds are done. Now it's time to rock. You got to do something like this. We all can agree this is getting out of hand as well. They're just piling things on top of one another. They have 10 different shows, but only 3 nights to do it all. So the Hall of Fame is literally sitting on top of SmackDown. But that's a problem because the Hall of Fame is not a cherry and SmackDown's not the ice cream sundae. We're not putting a cherry on that. This is a Hall of Fame. You just don't sit it on top of SmackDown. NXT Stand and Deliver is a pay-per-view type of event. You don't just premium live event, whatever you want to call it. You just don't sit it on top of WrestleMania Night 1, bro. You don't burn out your audience before WrestleMania. Get up really early and catch a premium live event before you catch the premium live event of WrestleMania. Makes no fucking sense. You want to take all this money? Well, let it be a more enjoyable, feasible experience, a better experience for your consumer. And they can come in whenever they want. On that Wednesday, they can come in Thursday, they can come in on the weekend. Maybe they only have tickets to one WrestleMania, but they want to catch WWE World. But make it a full week experience at that point, because now you're just putting shows on top of each other. So people have to watch this show at 1 a.m. in some parts of the what. That's, yeah, Hall of Fame. That's what I want to do. But Hunter Hearst Helmsley will be, he'll be giving his speech at probably 4 a.m. Yes, that's what I want to do. At 4 a.m., I want to listen to Hunter Hearst Helmsley go on and on about himself. Said not a PC ever. So just a little bit of food for thought. Hey, here's a thought. Don't stack shows on top of each other and make WrestleMania a miserable experience. Make it a fun, enjoyable experience. Make it a better experience. Loosen the reins, get your ducks in a row, plan ahead with all of your channels, your streaming services, and let's make this better starting next year. Deal? Let's do it, WWE. You can do this. Nicholas Khan, you know that's the right move to make, man. Swig of coffee. What I want to do is I want to go over all my units super thankses for the week, man. A lot of you guys chucked coffees at the channel. I could not appreciate that and say thank you enough, but I'm going to try right now. Swig of coffee, and BCE is going to give some shout-outs. Much deserved. You deserve it. Salute, unit. Let's do this. Rock. I don't think it's The Rock. I don't think this is Dwayne Johnson, but Rock with a super thanks, and it's very interesting take, and it raises a good discussion. Rock is talking about the disconnect between generations, right? And today's fans just being more accepting, it seems anyway, of mediocrity. And the truth is, Rock, is that times change, eras change, generations change. Today we live in a microwave society where people in general just want a quick fix and move on. Fans today just want to participate. They just can't wait to sing and chant and dance. They show up with all these expectations to do all these things. Whereas back in the day, we showed up with zero expectations to participate in anything. It was up to the show to get any expression out of us. Yes, we showed up with signs. Look, Ma, we're on TV. But after that, it was up to Stone Cold and that glass to shatter to really get something out of us, pop us off of out of our seats, or Vince and Kennedy McMahon in The Authority to make us go, oh, this is getting good, or The Undertaker to make us truly go, this is awesome, and not just chant that 20 seconds into the match like we do these days. It was up to them to get that raw emotion out of us. It was genuinely, we're here, now entertain us. It definitely feels like stories today just don't matter as much to today's younger fans. And that's sad. Or they think something is a really good story, and that's good. That's their prerogative to feel such. But, if you've been around for even the ruthless aggression era, even if you weren't around for the golden era or the attitude era, maybe just ruthless aggression, and you look at today's stories and character development, and you look to what we did once have and how much care used to be put into it, you know. It's kind of like you look at today's fan and you go, damn, man, if you only knew. But you're right, Rock. There's absolutely that disconnect. But as I said, times, eras, generations, they always change. Sometimes it's for the better. Unfortunately, sometimes it's for the worse. Cool thing is, it's in the eye of the beholder. Thank you, Rock. I appreciate the super thanks. Jimmy Fingers, 19. Jimmy Fingers is absolutely correct. Jimmy Fingers is a big Bray Wyatt and even Wyatt 6 supporter. At least we truly want to be. We wish there was something to support. Hunter's lost with the Wyatt 6. That's pretty obvious. Deeper than that, Jimmy Fingers 19, the truth is Helmsley was and is completely lost with Bray Wyatt and everything in that world. He just doesn't understand it. As much as they may have butted heads, VKM and Bruce Pritchard, they worked best with Bray Wyatt. They took the time to understand him, knew when to truly reel him back in, but give him that slack as well. Whereas Hunter Helmsley never understood it and doesn't comprehend not just Bray, but the Wyatt 6. And that is more than evident. I'm not going to go over their booking the last several months or lack thereof. I've said it a million times on this channel. It's too sad to go over again. And on top of that, Jimmy Fingers 19, this is a side note, not necessarily to the super thanks, but Bray should have been inducted into the Hall of Fame immediately. After he passed, that was it. Wrap, Hall of Fame. That's an instant. You don't wait a year, you don't wait 5 years. Because it ain't happening this year anyway. It's just Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You don't even... Natural disasters were supposed to be announced. I guess they were. You would never know it. I didn't see any video package yet. Lex Luger, I may have saw 1. Hunter Helmsley gets 2 every single show. It's basically going to be the Hunter Hearst Helmsley Appreciation Night Hall of Fame. But back to Bray, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is maybe JoJo and some family members said not right now, if you don't mind. That's the only way this is acceptable not to put him immediately in, is if the family said not right now. Because if they didn't, it's mind-boggling that he was not instantly put in. But Helmsley's lost, and when the Wyatts come back, man, I'll be supporting them yet again and hoping for the best, but I'm not putting any stock into them with Helmsley running the ship. I'm just not. Anyway, Jimmy Fingers 19, you know how I feel about that entire group, Bray, and that whole world that he created that unfortunately Hunter is clueless with. Jimmy Fingers, as always, thank you big time. JR9's NXT Roundup this week. You guys can check that out, by the way. It was about 4 days ago's upload, if that helps, 4 days ago. It's the Swerve Hunter Hearst Helmsley thumbnail. Swerve calling out Hunter on his BS. More and more wrestlers stating that they have no problem doing that, and that's what needs to be done. So if you guys check that out in the comments, you guys can see the NXT review, the roundup from JR9, extensively covering NXT. And I never give away any spoilers on that. I want you guys to read that for yourself. It's always a good read. But he was spot on. The ratings went backwards this week. I thought it was a decent show. But JR9 went from a 5, I believe, the week previous to a 4 out of 10 rating this week. So he went backwards with it. And the number, it backed it up. So JR9 nailed it, man. Appreciate you always. Boycott. Boycott, I thank you, man. Big time. Appreciate you, Boycott. Humble. Also a big thank you back to Humble, man. And also... Busox? I like it. Thank you, Bus Socks. Appreciate it. Boycott, humble, Bus Socks. Appreciate it big time, guys. Thank you for the coffees. Never needed, always appreciated. Prime Killer. Gunther and CM Punk. Oh, so Prime Killer, what he was talking about in his super thanks is if the unit saw this video that was out that had CM Punk and Gunther singing during this European tour that they were just on. And I guess Gunther, who's supposed to be a diabolical heel, was singing with CM Punk. So it's not bad enough that he was shaking hands with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, all the faces. If Cena stayed face, he would have probably shook hands with Gunther instead of challenging him. But I did not see it, but I did hear about it. I did not. Once I heard about it, I made it a point not to see it, Prime Killer. So Prime Killer, I don't know if after they were done singing, maybe Gunther tried to attack Punk and he hit him with a GTS, or maybe Punk kicked Gunther in the balls. But the fact that they were singing anyway is goofy. If it ended with the face taking out the heel to send the live crowd home happy, I'm okay with it. It's happened before in the past. The heel being obnoxious with the face and the face takes him out. If the show literally ended with them being buddies and singing, that's just part of one of many issues with pro wrestling today, which again, LFG, that television show, I believe on A&E, which is just a show to expose the business, brought to you by WWE, by the way. Things like that is what's wrong with the business, and it's going to be so hard to overcome it. When you're just telling everybody that not just is it a magic trick, but you're exposing the tricks nonstop. What fun, what value are you bringing to your consumer base? And if you're going to put your characters out there that should be heels and have them just rubbing shoulders and sharing laughs and singing along and dancing with the faces, what value and prestige are you bringing to your characters, and what value are you bringing to your consumer? I hope that makes sense, guys. These are small things to many, but they're actually big. And it's time that we start booking faces and heels to be such again, and not just mixing them together as a bunch of tweeners. That's not pro wrestling. It's not the foundation to which it was built upon. So Prime Killer, that is a no, I did not see it, and I don't want to, and I don't even want to hear about that. Thank you for telling me, because it just adds another notch into the belt of what has prohibited Gunther from being the superstar he should have already been. Superstar. Dwayne Piazza talking about Punk, Rollins, and Roman basically being a main event for a house show. Dwayne actually said that in a few uploads. Now, this Friday got me 3% more into it. I feel like that segment was done well, even though the favor was exactly what we thought it was going to be. Pretty lame, pretty status quo. No title on the line, nothing. It's just Paul Heyman's services. But the segment was done really well. Everybody played their parts really good. But I'm with you. I still look at this match not as a Mania main event. I look at it as a house show main event. And I don't know if I would take my wallet out to give you $80 plus taxes. If I'm walking by Madison Square Garden, I got free time tonight. I'm asking the clerk how much a ticket is if you have one available. And she says it's $100. And I say, what's the main event? She says Punk, Rollins, and Roman. And I say 3 baby faces? And she says, yeah. And I go, I'll think about it. I can't guarantee I'd give you $100 to see this at a live event, but this is a Mania main event. So just because we had a decent show and a good segment with those 3 Friday night, there's still shows to go. You still have to do a lot more to get the fans that are totally against this or not with it to get us fully on board. It was a good start Friday night, but you got to get us more on board. Dwayne Piazza, I said the same thing, man. It's like a house show main event at best. Guys, I appreciate you big time. If I missed any, you might want to check out the uploads this week, because I do also, several times during the week, dish out some shout-outs on the Super Thankses. So don't wait till the end of the week always. If I have free time in uploads and recordings, I will absolutely give shout-outs instantly. So if you didn't get your shout out, I probably already distributed it, and I appreciate the coffees big time. Again, never needed, always appreciated. If you did distribute some in yesterday's review, like I believe, was it Bus Socks? I think you were in yesterday's. If there was any more, I probably just didn't get to them before this recording. So I will get to them next recording, in other words. So hang tight, and I'll make sure I get all of your guys' coffees, all of your super thankses. I appreciate you guys big time, man. Channel members, you are the top tier. You'll continue to get all uploads, hours, bare minimum before everybody else. Sometimes even a full night before. If I put the recording out late at night, I'll just put that up for my members. And then the next day, I'll put it for everybody. So channel members, just another way for BC to say thank you. What a Sunday bonus. Amplified, amped up. Damn, that was a lot of fun. Maybe I got to do more of these. No? It all comes down to timing, really, man. I'm just glad I was able to carve out this time. Thank you, guys, man. 44 dive. That's a wrap. Until next time, there will be that next time. BC saying, salut. Check you.